Welcome to DB Golf Channel. My name is Billy, your golf instructor.
And I'm Daniel, I'm the cameraman for this channel.
So last time we talked about takeaway. With that straight back takeaway, we have a nice path. The next step is hinge up. The hinge up will start creating more power. If we can maintain in the right path and with that hinge up, turn all the way up, we will hit the ball even further and stay with the target. When we talk about hinge, I see two common ways of hinge. The first one, they will do a wrist hinge up. The idea of this is they're trying to get that hammer feeling on the down swing. I like that idea, hammer feeling, because it creates lots of power. But take a look on my wrist. I don't think my wrist can do much with that. And think about if on the downswing with that club head and the momentum going down in this way, I'm not sure about you, but I don't think I want my wrist to got that pressure. Another way of hinge up is this. They will do a wrist sideway. It's good to have your hands on top of the club to keep that pressure. So on the down swing, we still got that hammer feeling to have a powerful shot. But with the wrist sideway hinging, you can see the club face is slightly open. And with the wrist angle on the down swing, it's got the intentions that's very easy to be flipping. So if your wrist it's keep flipping, it will keep changing the directions of the cup face, which is a little bit hard to control the directions. Of course, if we keep practice, we're always able to make things happen. What if we can find a way to hinge that we can keep the cup face square, keep that pressure on top of the club, and we don't need to flip the wrist, we can rotate it. Let's take a look how we can do that. So let's set up. The first part of the backswing is takeaway, which is here. So let's do that hinge up motions with the wrist, which is this. It looks okay over here, but by the time when we get all the way up, you will see my shaft and my forward arms, it's less than 90 degrees. And my elbows, angles, it's also less than 90 degrees. On the down swing, by the time my chest get back to an impact positions. But the way how my arms angle now, it's blocking me to release. That's why I need to throw the club down to catch that impact timing. And look again at the top of the back swing. Due to these art, my swing art, it's not big. And you can tell by the shaft, it's not over my head. So on the down swing, we're losing a lot of power. That's why they need to do this to get more power. But when we're doing this, you can see my wrist getting a lot of pressure. I'm not sure about you, but I don't really like that pressure on my wrist, especially with the club head weight. I don't really like it. And let's set up again. So the takeaway position, it's here. And do that wrist sideway hinge, which is like this. It's good that the pressure is on top of the club. So on the down swing, you can see it's allowing us to easy release to the ball. But you can see it's a little bit off over here. That's why it might require a person to have slightly wrist motion. Hopefully he can catch the ball with a square. And take a look at the top of the backswing. It looks good, but you can see the shaft is slightly higher, but still not over in my head. So the swing arm still not that big. And on the down swing, with that slightly open, if he's not trying to take over with his wrist to get that square, then he might need to turn even more. That's off the positions, but he might be able to do that to catch the ball with a square cup face. So let us do a hinge up that combine both good things into it. So first, take away, which is here. So we're going to hinge up, but not with the wrist. I'm going to hinge up with my elbows. So because I did not do any sideway hinge, so the cup face did not open. And you can see my right arms is still on top of the club, that give me a very good pressure. So on the down swing, it's still hitting down and allow myself to release to the ball. So after we got this, when we try to take all the way up, you can see the swing arm, it's a lot bigger. I guess you can tell the club, the shaft, it's higher than my head now. And by the time I coming back down and my chest get back to impact positions, my hands is allowed to release and square by itself. So let us try to practice 3 times together. Set up, take away, stop, hold your wrist, hinge, stop, check your right side pressure, hit, set up, take away, stop, hold your wrist, hinge, stop, check the right side pressure, hit, set up, take away, stop, hold your wrist, hinge, stop, check the right side pressure, hit. It's very important to practice those half swing before we take all the way up, because by the time you get this hinge part, you need to get used to how to control your wrists and your elbows, especially your right side is still on top of the club. So by the time we get all the way up, we need to keep that right side pressure on top of the club, maintain it, and keep going all the way up. So on the down swing, you will feel the release. It's release it by itself. If fail to do that, you will find on the down swing, you have to release on your own, and hopefully you can catch that timing. So for those who so used to with the wrist, it's a sideway hinge, and when you go all the way up, you will find your left arm, it's always too high, so your right arm, it's not on top of the club anymore. So you gotta make sure you get that, maintain the right arm, it's on top, and then go. So let us practice 3 times together. Set up, take away, stop, hinge, stop, maintain that pressure, go all the way up, hit, set up, take away, stop, hinge, stop, keep that pressure, go all the way up, hit, set up, take away, stop, hinge, stop. Maintain that pressure, go all the way up, hit. So today we'll have two drills. One is a half swing drill and the other one is a full swing drill. We will cut these drills out, put it into different playlists. So when you practice, you can pull out that playlist, put it on repeat, put on your headset, so when you practice, you can feel that I'm guiding you. So I'll see you next time at DB Golf Channel.